I forgot to say one thing. I forgot to add this big ass segment of what I want to say about what I was talking about earlier in the other video. I want to say this, and I'm just going to be honest with you. You know, I may be afraid of living just as much as I'm afraid of dying. The problem is there's 2 brick walls in front of me. One of them isn't a brick wall, but if you think about it, if you didn't want to be born into this world, you ain't had no choice. You know, your daddy, your mama laid together, and all of a sudden, after they had sex, you pop up. Is it me trying to say that my life wasn't planned to be, erected from my daddy's nuts and to come out and be successful in life? Because my daddy left me when I was only 6 months old. And that son bitch kept his back turned to me ever since then. Did he want me? As far as my mom told me, nah, he wanted to abort my ass. But see, me talking about this shit doesn't mean that I'm sitting here trying to discourage anybody else from wanting to live their life. Live your life. I ain't trying to take nothing from you. I'm just telling you from my experience and what I've gone through in my life, it is just crazy the shit that I started realizing once I started understanding religion and what the principles of religion is all about. Now, you might have been taught something different in your religious aspect of what you learned about it. And the experience that you have with religion. But my experience is this. I see the world for what it is. These eyes that God gave me helped me to understand and see more than what I wanted to see and understand in this world. Mostly about myself. Now, I might not be the smartest, richest, most inclined to understand more than anybody else in this world, but I do understand this. If a God created us all, it's crazy and strange that he put us on this planet. It's not that we don't know that other planets exist, because really and truly we don't, because we haven't really honestly seen any evidence of any other alien beings out there, because if we did, it would already show that proof, 100%. Not no Trump way of looking at things. I'm talking like 100 actual proof that aliens exist. Now, if they don't want to sit here and tell us the truth about whether aliens do exist or not, the people that do know, it doesn't matter, because we're created in this world. We were created in this world to be bound to this world. And if you read the Bible is bound to this world. It only talks about Earth. It doesn't talk about proximal B or A or any fucking thing like that. The Bible is only rooted to right here on Earth. Everything that ever happens with Paul, Jesus, John, Luke, Acts, Deuteronomy, all of that shit happened right on this fucking planet. Now, if they bring out the version of the Bible that says that aliens exist and we come from this place, if the Bible ever said anything like that, then I would understand that, yeah, damn, God was everywhere. But God only made this planet and us in it, right? As far as what the Bible says. But if we find out there's something else out there in the universe, how would it make everything on Earth look? You understand what I'm saying? Dr. Neil Grassi, right? The scientist. I may have said his name wrong. I do apologize, but Degrassi, I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. There is another planet out there, right? I mean, I've always wondered if we're the only beings in this whole entire universe that we pretty much know of. And I don't see us as just being the only ones. That's all my life I've always wondered. When I was a boy and living in Louisiana, I always used to look up and I used to see all these bright stars, and I always wondered to my mom, I asked my dad, what's up there? What is up there? And I always get a Popular Mechanics magazine to try to find out the future of things and see if anything was discovered, or what new discoveries and new technologies out there. And no matter how much technology we have, we're never going to get past the realm of where we at in space and where the Earth sits. We're going to stay here, as far as what I know about the science, now the space technology and knowledge that I know about. As far as what I read, it doesn't seem like we're going to go any further than Pluto or Mars. We ain't even got to Mars yet. What I'm just saying. We see far as Pluto. We see as far as the outer rim. They sent 2 satellites out. Remember, they sent out Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. I don't know if people remember that. I don't think people believe it exists or that happened. But yeah. And as far as those 2 things that went out there, they never really honestly reported anything that was credible to say that there's something else out there or seen it. Because the technology that those things went out on, they really didn't see shit. And now we got another telescope out there, Space Telescope, which is an actual telescope itself. It can see as far as, traveling through space, like the Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. This thing could actually sit there and focus on what's out there and magnify whatever's out there and see it, right? But it hasn't picked up anything yet. And maybe they're just not telling us because, to be honest with you, scientists and space exploration scientists can be religious too, and they don't want you to see what's out there. But I'm pretty sure they will broadcast that information if somebody does see it. Or I don't know if they would do it on purpose to keep it from us, But I just don't understand religion on this planet to just be bound by this planet, everything that happened on this planet. From Genesis to Revelation, the Bible doesn't say shit about space. It talks about us hanging up here because people probably looked up in the Bible that wrote that. The people that wrote the Bible probably looked up and said, just seems like we're hanging up here in this darkness, because they ain't had no lights like today. We got all of these LED lights, all these lights you see everywhere, blinding our vision of what's up there. They had pretty much a clear view almost. They can see everything. And they mentioned some stuff about what the hell are we doing here or whatever, or why we on this planet. But they don't mention anything specific because of the technology, because of the understanding back then, the education back then. So when you trust the Bible for whatever it is that you want to know, you kind of lose yourself a little bit on what's happening today and what we understand and discover today. Shit, it was only 10%, 15%, 20% of the ocean that's been discovered. The big-ass oceans out there, Atlantic, the Pacific, the Indian, you name it. There's just nothing that we've explored on Earth. There's a lot of things on Earth. There's nothing, I ain't gonna say there's nothing. There's a lot of things on Earth that we haven't discovered. So, it's crazy. Like when I said, I'm afraid of living because it's like, I gotta live out my life. And everybody else out there got to live out their life, whether you're rich or poor. You got to live out your life. The number of years that you're given to live, you don't know that. You can have a heart disease. You can have any fucking thing that happened to you. You can die. The fucked up part about it all is that you have to live it. And I'm not surprised that people are happy to be living. Yay, all right. But what the fuck? We're all living on this planet, but we have to be controlled by each other, and we have to understand each other to live amongst each other. There's one big thing that I see in the world that doesn't make sense, and that's us having militaries to control each other. Whether it's by skin color or it's by money. Somehow, some way, humans have to control each other, or we'll kill each other. So, my point is, if this isn't hell, then what the fuck are we doing here? Religion can't explain that, but you say read the Bible. Read the Bible. Read the Bible. Read. The Bible doesn't explain shit. All the Bible is just this repeat stories of a big ass soap opera of what human life is all about. And we're living through that bullshit again. Because of our greed, our jealousy, all of these imperfections that God made us with, because God gave us free will. Think about this. When man creates AI, artificial intelligence, and and he puts it in a robot, and that robot is of his image. You see where I'm going with this? Think about it.